You're highly welcome to the channel, guys. So I'll be making use of this African print fabric, and then I also have my tape, my ruler, my scissors, and the elastic band I'll be using for the sleeve, and then of course my chalk for this project. So in this video, guys, I'll be cutting the back piece before the front piece. So I folded my fabric into two. I'm marking the length of my top, which is 19 inches. I've added extra 1 inch to it for sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead and connect the line to the other end. Okay, now so for the neckline, I'm going to be marking 3 inches and then 1.5 inches depth. So I'll go ahead and connect the points together. For my shoulder is 15 inches divided by 2 is 7.5. So I'll be adding extra half an inch to it, which is 8 inches for sewing allowance. So I will mark it over there. And then for my shoulder slope, I'll be going down by an inch. I'll mark it over there and then use my ruler to connect it to meet the 3 inches that I marked for my neckline. So guys, for the armhole, I'm going to be dividing my shoulder measurement by 2, which is 7.5 inches. So I will start my measurement from that 1 inch that I used for shoulder slope, and then I will mark my 7.5 inches from there. So I will use my ruler to connect the point to meet the 7.5 inches that I marked from down. So guys, I will be dividing the 7.5 inches by 2. I'll fold my tape like that, and then I'll place it from the 1 inch slope to mark the midpoint of my armhole. So guys, I'll be connecting my chest line here. From the 7.5 inches, I will be extending it to this other end because that's where my chest line is, and then I will be inserting my measurements. Now my bust measurement divided by 4 is 8.5. So I'll mark my 8.5 there, and then from my waistline, from the full length of the top, I will divide it by 4, and then the 7.5 I will still insert it there. So I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches to the measurement for sewing allowance, guys. I'll add to the waistline as well, 1.5 inch. So I'll go ahead and connect the points together from the chest line to my waistline to where my top is going to stop. And then from my armhole, I'm going to make a curve from that midpoint to go towards the chest line, and then connect it down to the full length of the top. So guys, I will go ahead and cut everything now with my scissors. From my neckline to my shoulder, down to my shoulder slope, and then my armhole. I will start cutting from my chest line down to my waistline, to the full length of my top. So guys, my back piece is ready. There is no zipper allowance for the back piece, guys. There is no zipper allowance because there is going to be a wrap in front, so there is no need for zipper allowance at the back. So to cut out the front piece, I gone ahead to place the back piece on the front piece like this, unfold the back piece, unfold, and also the front piece unfold. As you see in the video, the both of them are unfold, guys. And to get this wrap extension, guys, is to divide your bust measurement by 4. Mine is 8.5 inches, That's actually the inches I have for the extension. So I'll actually go ahead and trace the armhole, my back armhole on the front piece, and the shoulder line as well, as you can see. Then I'll open everything up. I'll be dividing the armhole by 2. Mine is 7.5 inches. So whatever I'm going to get, I'll place it there from the shoulder slope and mark the midpoint. I'll still mark in 1/2 inch and then go ahead and just make a curve. For the wrap extension in front, I'll be starting it from where my back neckline stops. I'll extend it down till the end. But before I do that, I'm going to I'll measure 6 inches down. From the upper side, I'll mark 6 inches down. That's where my extension is actually going to start. That's where I will start extending. So for the down part of this top, I will be marking 2 inches upward. And then I will still mark 2 inches inward and connect the 2 points together. I'll be connecting from my neckline to the marked 2 inches. That's where my wrap is actually going to stop. I'll be using my ruler to make a straight line from my neckline to the marked 2 inches. But before I do that, I'll actually be tracing this back piece, this front piece, so that everything will actually be clear. I will trace my neckline and then I'll make a connection from there. Make a connection from the neckline to the 2 inches that I marked from down. So I will not actually want my wrap to be straight. I will be making a curved line to the end. It's actually going to start curving from the 6 inches that I marked. I will just make a curved line to the 2 inches that I marked now. But this is actually optional. If you want yours to be straight, it can actually be straight, but I wouldn't want mine to be like that. So I just wanted to make that curve. So guys, the next thing I'm actually going to do is to be cutting out everything out. Just cut all the marked lines, as you can see in the video. The armhole of the front is actually deeper than the back one, so just follow the line and cut it off. But the rest from the other side is still the same thing. And then the extension, cut the second line that I just cut. So guys, my 2 front pieces are ready. I'll just open it up so that you will see exactly how it looks like. So I'll just arrange everything so that you will see how it's actually looking. So guys, to cut my sleeve, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into 4. I'll be cutting the 2 sleeves together, so I folded it into 4 like this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to be inserting the length of this sleeve. The length of the sleeve I'm working with is 22 inches. It's 22 inches, but because I'm fixing an elastic band, I'm adding extra 1 inch allowance to it. I I'll just go ahead and mark it there and just extend it to this other side. So guys, the wideness of this sleeve is actually 11 inches on fold. If I open it, it's 22 inches. So I'll just go ahead and insert my measurements for my basic sleeve. I'll just draft my basic sleeve. So I'll actually measure to get my armhole measurement and add extra sewing allowance to it, to the 7.5 inches that I had earlier for my armhole. Okay, so guys, for the down part of this sleeve, it's not actually a fitted sleeve. I'll be fixing an elastic band, so I'll just go ahead and connect it to the extreme end of the down part, and then I'll just use my scissors to cut off everything now. So I'll just go ahead and cut off everything now. So both of my sleeves are now ready, guys. So guys, for the sewing now, I'll pick my pieces, I'll fold it into two like this, take it to my sewing machine and just stitch everything down. I'll do the same thing to the second side and also the back piece as well. Fold it into two. So guys, I've gone ahead to do that. Stitch everything down already, as you can see how it's looking. I've done the same thing to the second side of it, and then also for the back side as well. So guys, I'll just go ahead and place the back piece like this and place the front piece on it with the right sides facing each other. I'll just take it to my sewing machine and stitch the shoulder line. I'll do the same thing to the second side as well. Alright guys, so I've done it already. As you can see, the shape of the top is already coming out. So guys, for my sleeve, I went ahead to fold 1 inch from down for my elastic band. Then I did the same thing for the second one as well. So for the sleeve, to get the length of the sleeve, I'll be measuring the round of my arm. Actually 7 inches. I'll be measuring it, and then I'll be cutting 2 elastic bands that are 7 inches to be able to fix inside the sleeve. Alright, so guys, the next thing I'm actually going to do is to be fixing my elastic band inside my sleeve. I will use a safety pin to fix it for the both sides. Alright guys, this is actually how it's looking like right now. I've gone ahead to stitch the both. So just make sure you stitch the both sides so that it won't escape inside the sleeve. See how it's actually looking, guys. So the next thing I'm actually going to do is to neatly arrange my sleeve. I'll just arrange it as you can see in this video. I'll arrange it and then mark the length of my armhole. Then take it to my sewing machine to stitch everything down. So I will do the same thing to the other side as well. So I'm done doing that right now. So the next step is to fold in the down part of this top. I'll fold the back piece. I'll fold from the right side to the wrong side. I'll fold the 2 front pieces and also the back piece as well. So I'm done doing that right now. As you can see, I also went ahead to iron the three pieces together. So the next thing I'm going to do is to be fixing my rope on my top. I went ahead to make a rope that is about 1.5 inches wide, and then the length is 31 inches. But this is actually depending. The rope can actually be wider and longer than how this one is. So I'll just place my rope from the right side. I'll take it to my sewing machine and just stitch everything down. And I'll also do the same thing to the other side as well. Place it on the right side and then sew it. So I just finished doing that right now. As you can see, I just fixed the both ropes for the both sides of the top. So I'll be sewing the 1.5 inch that I left for my sewing allowance. I'll also be leaving 1.5 inch from down for the ropes to be able to pass through. I'll do the same thing to the other side as well. So guys, I'm done doing that. I went ahead to stitch the both sides together on the sewing machine. So the next thing is to be fixing my sleeve on the top. I'll just go ahead and mark the midpoint of my sleeve. My sleeves are also ready. I stitched them down on my machine, so I will just mark the midpoint of the sleeve to be able to fix on the top. So guys, see how the sleeves are already looking on me. I'm just trying it out to see how it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and use my scissors to notch the midpoint of the sleeve. I will do the same thing to the other side as well. And then to fix the sleeve, I'll be opening it up. I'll turn it to the right side. So I'll be placing the right sides facing each other, as you can see from the midpoint of the sleeve. And then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew it around. I'll also do the same thing to the other side as well. So guys, I'm done sewing the both sides already. As you can see, finished sewing the both sides of the sleeve, and it's actually coming out really nice. So guys, the dress is actually ready. I've also gone ahead to create this 1.5 inch space for the ropes to be able to pass through. I actually created two, but I ended up closing one because I need only one space for the rope to pass through, not two, because the other side is actually going outward, not inward, so I don't need the other space. And I also went ahead to iron everything out so that it will look really neat. So thank you so much guys for watching. If you are still here, I really appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do well by clicking on the subscribe button and the post notification so that you get notified anytime I upload a video. Like this video if you find it helpful, and also comment down below what you think of this video. And if you have any other video suggestions, please drop them in the comment section. I'll actually be trying this out. I'll try this outfit out and I will be posting a photo so that you will see what I've just created. Thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.